In this video, we revisit celebrity homes after their death and see what happened to the places that outlived the people who made them famous. Graceland, 3764 Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis died in the upstairs bathroom on August 16, 1977. The estate nearly bankrupt within 5 years. Priscilla taking control and opening the house to the public in 1982. Over 600,000 visitors a year, the jungle room and meditation garden on the tour. The second floor, including the bathroom, never opened. Graceland earning an estimated $100 million annually. Neverland Ranch, 5225 Figueroa Mountain Road, Los Olivos, California. Michael Jackson left after the 2005 trial and never returned. The animals removed, the rides dismantled, the floral clock dying, the 2,700-acre property sitting in expensive neglect. Sold in 2020 to Ron Burkle for $22 million, renamed Sycamore Valley Ranch. The amusement park returned to pasture. Paisley Park, 7801 Audubon Road, Chanhassen, Minnesota. Prince died in an elevator inside the 65,000-square-foot compound on April 21, 2016. The building opening as a museum 6 months later with his ashes in a custom urn shaped like the building. The studios, wardrobe archives, and the elevator where he was found all part of the tour, his music playing in every room on permanent loop. The Dakota, 1 West 72nd Street, Manhattan, New York. John Lennon shot in the archway on December 8, 1980. Yoko Ono continuing to live in the building for decades, the board never permitting a plaque or memorial. Strawberry fields across the street. The unofficial memorial, the archway walked through daily by residents who have spent 45 years absorbing the most famous murder in New York into a co-op's routine. Garden Lodge, 1 Logan Place, Kensington, London. Freddie Mercury died in his bed on November 24, 1991. Mary Austin inheriting the property and living there ever since. The wall outside an informal memorial. Mercury asking Austin to keep the location of his scattered ashes secret, the promise kept for over 30 years. Pickfair, 1143 Summit Drive, Beverly Hills. Douglas Fairbanks and Mary Pickford's estate, where Chaplin swam and Einstein attended dinner parties, purchased in 1988 by Pia Zadora, who demolished the original mansion. The most famous address in Old Hollywood, not containing a single brick from the house that made it famous. The Playboy Mansion, 10,236 Charing Cross Road, Holmby Hills, Los Angeles. Hefner dying at 91 on September 27, 2017, having sold for $100 million with a life estate clause. The buyer gutting the estate, including the famous grotto. The mansion that defined an era renovated into silence. The Versace Mansion, 1116 Ocean Drive, South Beach, Miami. Versace shot on the front steps on July 15, 1997 by Andrew Cunanan. The mansion sold and converted into the Villa Casa Casuarina Boutique Hotel. Guests dining on the steps where he was killed and swimming in his pool. The murder not on the brochure, but the reason most guests book. Marilyn Monroe's home, 12,300 5 Fifth Helena Drive, Brentwood, Los Angeles. Found dead on August 4, 1962, in the first home she ever owned. A phone clutched in her hand, sold in 2023 for $8.35 million with plans to demolish. The LA City Council designating it a historic cultural monument, the house she owned for less than 6 months, generating more controversy and death than most buildings in existence. The Hemingway home, 907 Whitehead Street, Key West, Florida. Hemingway writing To Have and Have Not. From 1931 to 1939, dying in Ketchum, Idaho in 1961, the Key West house now a museum with 60 polydactyl cats descended from a 6-toed cat given him by a ship captain. The public choosing the cats over the grave. Kurt Cobain's house, 171 Lake Washington Boulevard, East Seattle. Found dead in the greenhouse on April 8, 1994. The greenhouse demolished, the main house behind hedges that grow taller every year. Fans at the Veretta Park bench covered in graffiti, the city cleans and fans replace. Elizabeth Taylor's estate, 700 Nimes Road, Bel Air, Los Angeles. Taylor living in the estate for her last 30 years, dying March 23, 2011. The house demolished by the new owner. The jewelry auctioned at Christie's for over $116 million. The most glamorous woman in Hollywood, replaced by square footage. Johnny Cash's estate, Old Hickory Lake, Hendersonville, Tennessee. Johnny and June dying within 4 months of each other in 2003, the property sold to Barry Gibb. The house destroyed in a fire on April 10, 2007. The house where Ring of Fire was written, now ashes beneath a stranger's foundation. Bob Marley Museum, 56 Hope Road, Kingston, Jamaica. Marley's home converted to a museum in 1987. Bullet holes from the 1976 assassination attempt still visible in the walls. Over 30,000 visitors a year. The violence that nearly ended his career embedded in the plaster. George Michael's homes, Highgate and Goring-on-Thames, England. Found dead on Christmas Day 2016 at 53, both properties sitting empty for years while the estate was settled. The homes holding nothing but dust and legal paperwork. Walt Disney's estate, 355 North Carrollwood Drive, Holmby Hills, Los Angeles. Disney's backyard containing the Carrollwood Pacific Railroad, a 1/8 scale working steam train on 2,615 feet of track, the house demolished, the train barn relocated to the Walt Disney Family Museum. The man who built Disneyland, building a home that did not last. F. Scott Fitzgerald's apartment, 1403 North Laurel Avenue, Hollywood. Dying at 44 on December 21, 1940, from a heart attack while reading the Princeton Alumni Weekly and eating a chocolate bar, working on The Last Tycoon. No plaque, no marker, the greatest American novelist dying in a rental. 10050, Cielo Drive, Beverly Hills. Sharon Tate murdered by Manson family members on August 9, 1969, while 8 months pregnant. Piag written in blood on the front door. The house demolished in 1994. The address changed to 10066. The most infamous address in Los Angeles erased. 100 North Carrollwood Drive, Holmby Hills, Los Angeles. Michael Jackson dying in a rented mansion on June 25, 2009, after Conrad Murray administered propofol, the house where he could not sleep, becoming the house where he never woke up. Sold in 2012, associated forever with the tenant who died in the master bedroom. The Chateau Marmont, 8221 Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood. Belushi dying from a speedball at bungalow, 3 on March 5, 1982. The bungalow still rentable, the hotel still operating on the Strip. The most famous overdose in Hollywood, a footnote in a building that has hosted thousands since. Cotchford Farm, Hartfield, East Sussex, England. Brian Jones found drowned in the pool on July 3, 1969. 1 month after being fired from the Stones he founded. The farmhouse formerly owned by Winnie the Pooh, author A. Milne, the pool where a Rolling Stone died in the garden, where a children's author wrote. The Chelsea Hotel, 222 West 23rd Street, Manhattan. Nancy Spungen stabbed in room 100 on October 12, 1978. The hotel that housed Cohen, Dylan, Joplin, and Miller, undergoing a luxury renovation lasting over a decade. Room 100 no longer, room 100. The Viper Room, 885 2 Sunset Boulevard, West Hollywood. River Phoenix collapsing on the sidewalk on Halloween 1993 from cocaine and heroin, the club changing ownership multiple times. Plans to demolish and redevelop into a hotel repeatedly proposed, the sidewalk still a sidewalk. Sam Cooke's death site, 9137 South Figueroa Street, Los Angeles. Shot by motel manager Bertha Franklin at the Hacienda Motel on December 11th, 1964 under disputed circumstances. The motel demolished. The inventor of soul music killed at 33 at a site that no longer exists. The Lorraine Motel, 450 Mulberry Street, Memphis, Tennessee. Martin Luther King Jr. assassinated on the second-floor balcony on April 4, 1968. The motel converted into the National Civil Rights Museum in 1991. Room 306, preserved as King, left it over 250,000 visitors a year. The Ambassador Hotel site, 3400 Wilshire Boulevard, Los Angeles. Robert F. Kennedy shot in the kitchen pantry on June 5, 1968. The hotel sitting abandoned before being demolished in 2006. The site, now the RFK Community Schools Complex, is students on the ground where a candidate was murdered. 982 8 Newville Place, Downey, California. Karen Carpenter found collapsed in a closet at her parents' home on February 4, 1983, her heart stopping from years of anorexia at 32. The house still a private residence, her death bringing national attention to eating disorders. Amy Winehouse's home, 30 Camden Square, Camden Town, London. Found dead from alcohol poisoning on July 23, 2011 at 27. A bronze statue unveiled in Camden Market in 2014. The flat remaining a private residence, Camden absorbing her death into its identity. 4 Cadogan Lane, Belgravia, London. Cass Elliot dying in her sleep from heart failure on July 29, 1974. Keith Moon dying in the same flat from a Heminurin overdose 4 years later. 2 rock deaths in the same borrowed apartment loaned by Harry Nilsson. 3 Savile Row, London. The Beatles performing their last live concert on the rooftop on January 30, 1969. Police arriving to shut it down. The Apple Corps headquarters now an Abercrombie and Fitch store, the rooftop where the greatest band played their final notes selling casual clothing. Jimi Hendrix's flat, 23 Brook Street, Mayfair, London. Hendrix living in the top floor flat from 1968 to 1969. George Friedrich Handel having lived next door 2 centuries earlier. Both flats now the Handel and Hendrix Museum. The Baroque composer and the electric guitarist sharing a wall in perpetuity. Jim Morrison's apartment, 17 Rue Beautreillis, Paris. Found dead in the bathtub on July 3, 1971 by Pamela Corson. No autopsy. The circumstances debated for 50 years. No plaque on the building. His grave at Père Lachaise a mile away, drawing more visitors than the apartment where he died. Janis Joplin's room, Highland Gardens Hotel, Hollywood, California. Found dead on the floor of room 105 on October 4, 1970, with $4.50 in her hand from unusually pure heroin. The hotel originally, the Landmark Motor Hotel. Room 105 still bookable. Guests requesting the room where Joplin died and the hotel obliging. Notorious B.I.G.'s apartment, 226 St. James Place, Brooklyn, New York. Biggie growing up in the Clinton Hill apartment, the building becoming a pilgrimage site after his 1997 murder. Fans photographing the stoop and the block where Ready to Die was lived before it was recorded. The neighborhood gentrifying around the address. Tupac's home, 4544 Sankola Avenue, Toluca Lake, California. Tupac's primary residence at the time of his September 1996 murder in Las Vegas, shot at Flamingo and Koval after the Tyson fight, dying at University Medical Center 6 days later. The house sold multiple times, the city where he was killed having no public memorial to the most mythologized figure in hip-hop. Whitney Houston's New Jersey home, Mendham, New Jersey. Houston living in a sprawling estate in Mendham during the height of her career. The house sold after her 2012 death. Her daughter, Bobby Christina, dying the same way 3 years later. Buried side by side at Fairview Cemetery in Westfield, their home in Mendham sold to strangers. Natalie Wood's house, 700 North Faring Road, Beverly Hills. Wood living in Beverly Hills at the time of her drowning off Catalina Island on November 29, 1981. Robert Wagner named a person of interest in 2018. The house remaining in the family for years before being sold. The mystery of her death outlasting every property she ever owned. Phil Hartman's home, Encino, California. Hartman shot in his sleep by his wife Bryn on May 28, 1998. Their children asleep down the hall, Bryn killing herself hours later. The house sold. The most ordinary evening interrupted by the person who was supposed to share it. Brittany Murphy's home, 1895 Rising Glen Road, Hollywood Hills. Murphy dying December 20th, 2009 from pneumonia and drug intoxication. Husband Simon Monjack dying in the same house from similar causes 5 months later. Toxic mold cited as a possible factor. The coincidence never resolved, the house selling after years of suspicion. Selena's home, Corpus Christi, Texas. The Queen of Tejano, shot by fan club president Yolanda Saldivar, at a Days Inn on March 31st, 1995, her Corpus Christi home and boutique becoming pilgrimage sites. The Selena Museum operating nearby, the modest house where she lived representing the community she never left. Heath Ledger's loft, 421 Broome Street, Soho, Manhattan. Ledger found dead on January 22nd, 2008 from 6 prescription medications in his rented loft, finishing The Dark Knight, whose Joker would win the posthumous Oscar. The loft in a Soho building that has rented to dozens of tenants since. No marker of what happened inside. Nipsey Hussle's Marathon Clothing Store, 342, 0 West Slauson Avenue, Crenshaw, Los Angeles. Shot outside his own store on March 31st, 2019 by Eric Holder, the intersection renamed Ermias Nipsey Hussle Asgadom Square. The store becoming a permanent memorial, the parking lot where he was killed, now sacred ground in South Los Angeles. Mac Miller's studio, City Home, Studio City, Los Angeles. Miller dying. September 7th, 2018 from fentanyl pressed into a counterfeit oxycodone pill. His dealer convicted of distribution, resulting in death. Buried in an unmarked grave at Homewood Cemetery in Pittsburgh, near the blue slide park that named his debut. Billie Holiday's last address, Metropolitan Hospital, Harlem, New York. Holiday arrested for heroin possession in her hospital bed. Handcuffed to the bed for her final 5 weeks. 70 cents in her bank account. Dying on July 17, 1959, at 44. The hospital where the greatest jazz singer was treated as a prisoner. Chris Cornell's hotel room, MGM Grand Detroit, Michigan. Cornell found dead from hanging after a full Soundgarden concert on May 18, 2017. His wife calling hotel security after he sounded off during a phone call. Chester Bennington hanging himself on Cornell's birthday 2 months later. 2 friends dying the same way. Pop Smoke's rented house, Hollywood Hills, Los Angeles. The Brooklyn drill pioneer shot during a home invasion on February 19, 2020, at a house whose address was revealed on social media. Killed at 20, in a rented house in a neighborhood he did not know. His posthumous debut reaching #1. Sid Vicious's mother's apartment, Greenwich Village, New York. Dying of a heroin overdose on February 2nd, 1979, the night after release from Rikers, where he served 55 days for assaulting Patti Smith's brother, his mother allegedly providing the drugs. The apartment changed tenants dozens of times since. Bon Scott's last address, 67 Overhill Road, East Dulwich, London. The AC/DC frontman found dead in a car outside the home of friend Alistair Kinnear on February 19, 1980 after a night of heavy drinking, left in the car overnight because Kinnear assumed he was sleeping. Back in Black recorded 5 months later. Princess Diana's apartment, Kensington Palace, London. Diana living at apartments 8 and 9 of Kensington Palace after her divorce from Charles. The gates becoming the site of an unprecedented sea of flowers after her death on August 31st, 1997. Buried on an island at Althorpe, the palace apartment now the residence of Prince William and Catherine. Juice WRLD's home, Los Angeles. The rapper dying at 21 from a seizure at Midway Airport on December 8th. 2019, after reportedly swallowing pills to conceal them. His LA home where Lucid Dreams was created sitting empty. Buried at Homewood Memorial Gardens in Homewood, Illinois. XXXXTentacion's home, Parkland, Florida. The polarizing rapper shot during a robbery outside a Deerfield Beach motorcycle dealership on June 18, 2018 at 20. His Parkland home becoming a fan shrine. Buried at Gardens of Boca Raton Memorial Park, generating more streams dead than most artists alive. David Bowie's apartment, 285 Lafayette Street, Soho, Manhattan. Bowie dying of liver cancer on January 10, 2016, at 69 in his Lafayette Street apartment. Black Star released 2 days before his death as a farewell no one understood until he was gone. The building's exterior becoming an impromptu memorial, his privacy in death as deliberate as in life.